Hello and welcome back to Here We Tow. Jules and I are back in the Sportivo and we're on the road again. We've been home a few days and the sun is out, so we've got the fridge is full and we're going. We're going to Lincolnshire. We're actually going to Mablethorpe. I know it sounds glamorous, Mablethorpe, just the sound of it, but that's where we're going. It's actually on the Lincolnshire coast. It's north of Skegness. I've not been to the Lincolnshire coast for a long time.
I don't think I've ever been.
Well, yeah, you're in for a treat, Jules, you really are. But no, joking aside, this is going to be interesting because it's somewhere I've not been for a long time. I know Skegness has got like a bit of a reputation. People call it Skeg Vegas and all this sort of stuff, but we're not going there. We're going to go to Mablethorpe and Sutton on Sea, and I think that's going to be a little bit more sedate. If you wanted to visit Skegness, obviously you could do that. So the plan is, get on the road. We're going to be stopping at Mablethorpe Camping and Caravanning Club site. Now, this site, I have got a hard standing pitch with electric this time, as far as I know.
Sure?
I know. Last time I'm like, oh yeah, I'm on hard standing. No, I wasn't. I was on grass. Anyway, yes, I think it is hard standing.
I think the last one you had to book for like a year in advance to get a hard standing pitch. But
that was in the lakes, I think.
Yeah, it was pretty mega.
So we booked that, and I believe it is £108 for 3 nights. Obviously, with the club, it depends how many adults, children are going and what have you. So that's what we have booked. So we'll show you around that site. I've booked this one because literally it's just on the outskirts of Mablethorpe itself. From the site, you can walk straight into town and to the seafront. You are just under a mile from the beach.
And I love walking.
And you love walking, Jules. But we've got the e-bikes. So on this one, we're going to get out on the e-bikes, cycle the seafront, show you that, and Sutton on Sea. There is an ice cream farm. I don't know if we'll get there.
I'm sure we will.
I'm sure we may well. But I'll keep you updated. Right, we'll next see you on the drive-in to Mablethorpe Camping and Caravanning Club site. Well, that was a good drive in, nice and accessible. Arrived at the barrier with the Camping Caravanning Club. What happens is you stop basically where it tells you to, and the site assistants come out and then they show you to a pitch and explain about the site. You do always get a friendly welcome with the club, but oh heck, I got met by John, and John was like the most friendliest, nicest person ever. So he was a real asset, I thought, to this site. As soon as we arrived, John came out, really friendly, took us to the Motorhome service point, which is just near the facilities block. Jules got some water on board, while John and I went for a walk around the site to find a suitable pitch. Now, we've actually come to pitch 22, which I'm going to show you in a minute. This is quite a nice area of the site, and I'll tell you in a second. John also gave me loads of information. I think he might have been better in the video than me because he knows a lot about Mablethorpe. So what he has told me, if you are coming, when you want to walk into Mablethorpe, if you go right out of the gate, head down that road, and opposite a convenience shop, you do a left. I think it's called Seacroft Road. Follow that road and it'll take you right into Mablethorpe town centre. There you're going to find a fish and chip shop called Salty's, which is apparently very good. There's a pub called Number 8, which is apparently very good. And he also mentioned if you like a carvery, there's another place called The Beck, and that's meant to be really good for a carvery. So thanks for that great information, John. Saves me looking it up myself. So that was what he told me about that. Tomorrow, Jules and I are jumping on the e-bikes and we're going to go and explore Mablethorpe anyway. So you and me will see a bit of it. If we just turn around, so When I came on site, obviously John and I had a walk around. There were a few pitches to choose from. It's not too busy at the moment. I chose number 22. The entrance is basically that way. I've come in, driven round and come along this back line here and look at the view out across these fields. You can also see the wind turbines over there. Now this is quite open, and as you can see it's rather windy, so just be aware you won't get much shelter here. But the pitches, I think they've got a limit of 8 metres on the site, but they do have some pitches that can take up to 12 metres, as you can see. So we've got a really nice long pitch and that cracking open aspect at the rear. So that's where we are, pitch 22. The other side of the campsite is just over there. There's also a children's playground there. If you're coming to the Camping Caravanning Club at Mablethorpe, they accept tents, caravans, motorhomes, camper vans, tent boxes, pop-up caravans, trailer tents. I think I've said all that. So yeah, pretty much everything. Right, what Jules and I'll do next is, from our pitch, we're just going to walk back down to the entrance, show you the facilities and the entrance, and then that'll be it for today. Jules and I are going to have a quiet afternoon on the pitch. As you can see, I've already got my chair out. I might or might not have been sat in the sun before I decided to get the camera out, but I can't confirm or deny that. Right, let's head back down to the entrance and take a look at the facilities on the club site. Jules and I have walked down and we're at the facility block. So this is the main facility block on site. There's a dishwashing area, a laundry, your chemical disposal, and then they have got facilities here. There's an accessible toilet, a family room, and then there's men's and women's showers as well in here. They do clean from 10:30 till 12, but I believe it's the family room is available during those times. So this is the facility block. I think the gents is on this side, I presume the ladies is on the other side. I don't know whether you just want to poke your head in the door or not, but you can have a quick idea of what the facilities are like in there. On site with the club, you do get free Wi-Fi as well. So if you're coming to a club site, you will also be able to use their Wi-Fi, the passwords in the booklet when you get the booklet, and you'll also get the code for the security barriers as well. So that gives you an idea of what the men's looks like. The ladies, I'm sure, is going to look pretty similar, but without your urinals. That's it, Jules. Jules has got this sussed, he's done this before. Now the entrance is just up here, so this is where we've come in. So we'll just trundle back this way and go have a look at the reception. So this site, it's not a bad size really, to be fair. And right now at this sort of time of year, and because it's midweek, it's more couples as opposed to families. So it's got a nice quiet feel to it. We're lucky with this weather at the moment. The plan tomorrow is for Jules and I to get the e-bikes out, head out of the gates, turn right and cycle all the way down the road to the seafront. It's just under a mile, so you can walk it. We're going to go on the bikes, and on there, once you get on the seafront, you can literally cycle all the way to Sutton on Sea. I think it's about 5 miles. So our plan tomorrow is to do that bike ride. If you're coming to the area and you want to get on a bus, the nearest bus, I believe, again, is about a mile maybe from the site. I've had a look at buses, and it looks like the bus is at the bottom of, I think this is called Seaham Road. It's at the bottom of there anyway. You'll find the bus route. So there's not one right outside. Now, when Jules and I came in, we drove in. We actually stopped here on our arrival. So pull in here, and John came out from reception. So that's the reception area where you'll find the site assistants there. Bins, all the rubbish is collected at the entrance to the site. And literally that there is the gateway where we came in. Tomorrow, when we head off on our travels, we're going straight off down that road there that we can see just there to the right. So that is the entrance of Mablethorpe Camping and Caravanning Club. And you see, that's what it should look like on your arrival. So a quiet night now for Jules and I. Seems a very, very quiet site actually, because you haven't got roads going past you here. So we're hoping for a good night's sleep. What we'll do is we'll catch you tomorrow morning when we get the bikes out, and we'll go check out the sea. So we'll see you then. Morning. Well, we had a good night really, didn't we?
Really good, yeah.
had a little trot round, and then had some tea, and then had a very early night. Won't tell you how early it was because it's embarrassing, but it was a very early night.
It was still light.
We were tired, weren't we? So yeah, early night, and it was absolutely silent last night, wasn't it? Totally quiet, really good sleep. And then I woke up and I heard a cuckoo. And at first I thought, am I really hearing a cuckoo, or is it somebody's alarm clock on their phone or something? And I was going to say to Jules, oh, I can hear a cuckoo. And I thought, no, because I'll sound like an idiot if it's not.
It did sound like a cuckoo, and it
was a cuckoo. It was a cuckoo. So yeah, I don't know where he was, but he was obviously somewhere in the trees. So yeah, this morning we've got up, we've got ready. We're going to get the bikes out next, and we are going to...
Another cracking day.
Yeah, the
Bike riding weather.
Weather's fabulous, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been really good.
Yeah, been lucky. So we're going to crack off down to the seafront. So we'll get the bikes out and head off down that road. While Jules is getting the bikes out, I'll tell you a bit more about where we're going to be cycling. If you didn't want to cycle, obviously you can walk it, or you can head down in your car or your motorhome. So let's get outside and I can talk more about that.
I need to get out of my pyjamas first. Yeah.
Jules has still got his pyjamas on. What time is it, Jules?
About 7:30.
It's not 7:30. It's 2 minutes past 10. 2 minutes past pyjama time.
On holiday.
Right, come on, let's get the bikes out. I'm going to talk while Jules does all the hard work as usual and gets the bikes out. No, I will leap in and help him at some point. He's just going to get the bikes out now. So, Mablethorpe. I know normally when I do the videos, I know a bit about places we're going. I don't really know much about this area, I'll be totally honest. So obviously if you do, please do put in the comments sort of places for people to go and things to do, because it's always useful. But Mablethorpe, as I say, it's a little bit further up from Skegness, and it seems a more sedate place. We're going to get on the bikes, head off straight down Seahome Road, follow your nose out of the side door, turn right, or gate I should say. Follow your nose, and about a mile down there you'll get on the promenade. That is where we're heading, and from there on that promenade, I believe it's called something like the C2000, the cycle route. You can cycle literally 5 miles to your right down past Sutton on Sea and Sandylands. You can't get as far as Skegness on that promenade, it does end. We're going to cycle to the end. It's called a place called, I think it's the Vista, at the boathouse, and we're hopefully going to stop there and get some lunch, but we'll suss that out on the route. So when you arrive on the promenade, you can cycle, you can walk. It's about a mile. When you get there, if you turn left, that'll take you sort of up through the front of Mablethorpe, and there's various little places to stop, obviously food places. You can turn and go up the high street, which is where the main part of the town centre is, and at the end there is a cafe, which I think it's called the Sea Shack or Sea View Cafe, something along those lines. That's where we're going to cycle to start the route, and then we'll do the full 5 miles and back. That's our plan today. But if you're wanting to walk down, you're probably best turning left at the bottom and then walking on that part of the seafront. That's the plan. And then we're going to head back to site, and that'll be today done. So we're just going to look at those places really on our trip this time. If you've got, as I say, suggestions, put them in. We're not going to Skegness. So I'll turn my back and Jules has disappeared. He's gone off. He's not interested in going cycling. He's taken himself off. Oh, here he is with his muddy wheels.
I love bungees, but why do they attach to everything you don't want them to attach to when you're trying to get them out?
Jules is amazing with a bungee. What he can't bungee up in that garage isn't worth bungeeing. So yeah, let me, oh yeah, helmets. Let me help Jules, and then we'll get off down the road. We're quite busy at the moment, Jules and I. We've got an exciting trip next week. We've got a few exciting bits actually next week. So we're heading home from here. We're going via Camper UK. We're going to do 2 reviews. We're going to review the Malibu Genius camper van that I've been wanting to do. And we're going to do a Carthago C2 tourer as well. So they'll be coming in the next few weeks. I'm going to call in at Camper UK on the way home, do those 2 reviews, because I enjoy my reviews, as you know. I really enjoy those. So we're going to do those, and then we're heading home. And next week on Tuesday, we're going to the Thetford factory in the UK to look at Thetford ovens. Apparently they're going to show me how to use an oven. Jules is excited about that, so I can maybe start learning how to cook. And then the next day, on the Wednesday, we're going to the Swift factory to have a look around there. And then that night, we're getting on a ferry. So it's a little bit hectic. We're getting on a ferry next Wednesday, and we're off round Europe. We're going to be doing Germany, Denmark and Sweden. So hopefully if you're interested in that sort of content, it'll be of interest to you. We're actually going to the coast in Germany, going to the German seaside. And I've learnt some German words today. Oh, what was it I learnt, Jules? I learnt how to arrive on a campsite and say, I've got a booking. Oh, hold on.
Very well.
Hold on, let me try and remember. No, I'll tell you next time. I know it was, I won't even begin it. I can't remember now, but I've learned how to say, I've got a booking. So hopefully that'll get me around Germany. Right, let's get the bikes cobbled together. It's the Mark II bikes that we've had for ages. They're quite funky, these bikes. They're nice and yellow and they stand out. And I tell you what, they stood the test of time because after Jules fell off in the Ford, it seems that they're quite good in water as well. I don't suggest you put your e-bike in a Ford, but yeah, yeah, this withstood that. Right, I'll catch you in a little bit. I'm going to go help Jules. At the end of that road, Jules and I shot up that ramp. I shot up a little bit faster than Jules because he got the wrong gear. So I shot, anyway, I better not laugh. So we went up the ramp and then we actually turned right, and that's brought us along this sort of concrete promenade. This is accessible, dogs are welcome on here, bikes, you name it, you're welcome. And the beach just goes on and on and on, as you can see. The next place we're going to get to, just up there, Sutton-on-Sea, that's going to be to our right hand side as we pass it. If you didn't go up the ramp, you could have turned left instead on the road, and that would have taken you along Mablethorpe front and onto the promenade just down there. We might have a look on the way back. We were going to do it this time, but the accessibility wasn't what I thought. It was gated off, so it wasn't any good for the bikes. So yeah, that's where we've come. So we're going to carry on, and as I say, this will just take us on and on and on, and we'll end up arriving hopefully at the Vista at the boathouse. If we don't end up there, then I got it wrong again. But as you can see, I mean, it is absolutely beautiful. I know the weather's nice. This sea's quite a bit browner than when we went to Whitby. I don't know if that's literally because of the weather and it's churning the sea. I'm not some sort of coastal expert, but it's quite a lot browner here. But lovely sand, as you can see, the sand dunes, and then the beach itself. It is a lovely sandy beach. It's not pebbly. And yeah, we've got fantastic weather for it again. Right, I'm going to jump on my bike and carry on in that direction. So come on, let's go. Right, we made it to the Boatshed. As you can hear, there's some lovely drilling going on behind. That's always a relaxing sound when you're sat eating your sausage roll. I love that sort of noise. But we made it to the Boatshed. There's actually a car park here as well. So if you are driving down, you can park here and get straight onto the beach. But obviously we've got here, this is the end of the road basically on the bikes. If you want to go further, you have to actually literally get on the road, and then you can cycle up the road that goes here. And if you were wanting to go to Farmer Brown's ice cream farm that I mentioned, you can cycle there. If you carried on this road up to the top, and then I think it's a right, but you get onto an A road, and I don't know how busy that road is, so we're not going to do that. But you can get to Farmer Brown's ice cream farm, and there's a farm shop there as well. So I bobbed into the Boatshed. Now, up on the sort of top deck, you can sit out. You can't take your bikes on the deck though, so we've brought ours just here, and we're in the picnic bench area.
And then we've just seen, if you can actually hear me, that there is actually parking for bikes over there. So
yeah, there's some bike parking there. So we've got a sausage roll. Jules had a rocky road, a couple of drinks, and it was about £11.50, I think. So I'm going to eat my sausage roll next. But yeah, it's costs a lot of money when you go motorhoming. Not only have you got to buy the motorhome and all the accessories, you've then got to go out every day and spend even more money on food and enjoying yourself. It's hard work. But yeah, so we're going to have these. Then our plan is to get back on that cycle path that we've come on and just go all the way back to Mablethorpe. And the ramp that we went up, we're actually going to go back down the ramp, and then we'll go along, it's called something like Queen's Road or Queen's Close, that I can't remember the name. That's where we're going to go on the bikes, and we'll end up a bit more into Mablethorpe itself. So we'll see some more of that. And that's
getting a bit of a coffee connoisseur stopping up at all these places, and this is a definite 8 out of 10.
Yeah, you said it was good
Nice.
as soon as you drank it, didn't you? So yeah, Jules loves his lattes. I'm more into hot chocolate. I don't know if I have a hot drink, but digressed as usual. Right, we will finish these off, and then we'll probably, I think, next see you as we drop down that ramp and cycle into town itself, unless I see something really exciting en route. Right, let me get my little sausage roll out. It's just a little tiddler, really. Look at him. Look at that. He's just a little one, but he'll soon disappear in my mouth. Right, see you soon. So we went down the ramp and we turned right and we followed it through, and it was like through there was a nice little boating lake there with bits and pieces on, a cafe called Pavilion Cafe, and we carried on through. There's also a number of car parks there, and then we've just sort of popped out here where it says Bucket and Spade Cafe. So we've popped out there, which obviously is right on the beach. If you were to carry on that way, that is going to take you on the beachfront across the front of Mablethorpe. It's a little bit busy down there, and with us having the bikes, I don't want to get in people's way, so I'm not going to plough on down there. But that is basically where you want to head if you want to get into a bit more of the Mablethorpe seafront. And as you can see, the beach is absolutely massive. There are signs of dog restrictions May to September. As I always say, if you've got a dog and you're going somewhere, check the local council website for dog details. But yeah, it is a pretty big beach. So we've cycled literally, obviously, from all the way out there, and then it just keeps going along here. This path, it ends near a car park, and I think there's a cafe in that car park down there called something like Sea View Cafe, and it looks like they do the most amazing cheesecakes ever. So I may get there at some point, I don't know. But yeah, there's lots of bits and pieces on there. Mablethorpe town itself is obviously back up there with the high street. I'm going to do my best, I think, tomorrow to get on the high street, so at least we can see that. So that could well be tomorrow. So for now, though, Jules and I are going to get back on the bikes and we're going to head back onto site, and that'll be us for the day, a day back on the pitch. We've been out a good few hours now, so we're going to go back and chill out for a bit. So I will catch you at some point. It might be tomorrow now in Mablethorpe itself. But yeah, there's quite a cheeky breeze. I've had to put my top back on. Now I took it off, and then I've been a bit of a southern softie, a northern variety one. So yeah, right, I'll catch you in a little bit. Good morning on day 3. Bit of a change in the weather today. It's a bit cooler and cloudier. I've deployed the body warmer, so we'll see how we get on. Plan today is just to walk into Mablethorpe. We're heading for High Street in Mablethorpe, which is where most of the shops and bits and pieces are. So that's where we're going to go. At least we can have a look and see what it's like in the town centre. The walk we're taking, you can go a couple of ways. Obviously have a look on your own maps. But our plan is to walk back the way we cycled, so that's right out of the gate, down the road, and we'll be taking a left on Seacroft Road, and that'll take us to High Street. So Jules and I will see you down there in sunny Mablethorpe. Well, I think that's as near to Mablethorpe town centre as Jules and I need to get. Yeah, we wandered in. It's quite bustly and it's not a busy day, so I'd imagine that's going to get very, very bustly. Plenty of little shops to look at, and if you carry on down the high street, the direction we were sort of heading in, you will pop out on the beach, Mablethorpe beachfront, massive beach there. So that is basically the exciting part of Mablethorpe where we were.
I got drawn in by the Greggs and the amusements, but not as much the amusements, more Greggs.
Greggs, we did. Well, we saw Salty's, the fish and chip shop that John recommended. It actually looked quite tidy, didn't
Yeah,
it?
they were outside cleaning the
yeah,
tables,
so that does, and it gets excellent reviews. We haven't tried it, but it does look good. So I'd say that's worth a try. Yeah, we went to Greggs, didn't we? We got some sausage rolls for, I've already eaten one, but we've got a pack of sausage rolls for later for me. And we've got some caramel shortbreads. Jules' favourites are caramel shortbreads. Wherever we go, we try and get you one, don't we?
And latte.
And latte. So that's what we got at Greggs. And then we just wandered back. Oh, and on the way back, we found motorhome parking.
Yes. Yeah. Is that the Sea Houses car park?
No, no, next to the co-op on Seacroft Road.
Seacroft
Road. You're close. Sea Houses was last trip, but you're not far off. Jules always makes me chuckle.
I'm too busy filming.
You're too busy.
I look through a lens. I don't even look properly normally. I just walk along.
But you spotted the motorhome parking. So basically, next to the co-op, there is a car park, no height barrier on it. The second one's got a height barrier, but the one where Jules filmed, it's got motorhome parking and disabled motorhome parking as well. And I reckon those bays were probably 10 metres long, easily.
Motorhome and coach parking.
Yeah,
so,
big bays. So if you're not staying nearby and you want to go to Mablethorpe, you can park there. So yeah, that was good. And then literally we've just got back on the pitch. We're sitting out in the cold and the wind because when you're away, you've got to do it, haven't you? But that sums
Praying
up.
for the sun.
I know. I hope it comes out, but I'm not so sure. That has been Mablethorpe Camping and Caravanning Club site. Good site.
Really
good site.
Yeah, really friendly, really well laid out.
Yeah. And this pitch has been brilliant. We've really enjoyed this pitch, 22. So yeah, we're heading off tomorrow, aren't we? We're back on the road. We're going to Camper UK at Lincoln to film a couple of reviews and then heading home. So we'll be home tomorrow night and then big trip away starting next week. So that's it. So yeah, I don't think we've got anything else to add, have we?
No.
That's
I'm just
it.
focusing on the camera because I'm scared that the wind's going to blow it off.
And you'll end up in the field where you don't want to be. So yeah, right, I think we'll end it there. But yeah, I'll put some links down there to the usual bits and bobs. But otherwise, Mablethorpe site itself is good. Mablethorpe town itself, average. But the cycle ride we did yesterday, that was really good on the seafront. We really enjoyed that. So that's a big yes. So there we go.
And as usual, if you have any questions or comments or anything that you want to ask, please do comment in the comment section down below. That would be gratefully received.
And we'll do our best to answer them.
We will.
So as always, thanks for watching and we'll see you in the next one.
See you later, guys.